Hi, I'm Tino. I'm here with PanChef Foundation, and today we're going to do a recipe and it's called Tino's Beef Stew. The reason why I've decided to make a stew is because it's just a hearty meal. It brings families together. So nutritious, so filling. It's jam-packed full of all different flavors and it's so good for you. So one of the first things we do, obviously, is we start getting the pot nice and hot. We're adding some olive oil. My mother won't be happy, but again, I'm using butter. We start to melt that butter down. I've got a tray full of corn flour, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna start coating the chuck beef or gravy beef in the corn flour, because that's gonna help the beef break down and become really, really tender. But on top of that, the sauce becomes more like a gravy. And then we start to throw the meat in the pot. So the ingredients that I'm using here in this stew are jam-packed full of flavor. Onion when you cook it down, celery. We've got the chickpeas and the beans, low GI, great filler. So you can vary the ingredients that you put in yours as well. It's very much up to you and what ticks your boxes around the flavors that you want to inject into that. Okay, that meat now nicely browned, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to transfer that meat into a separate dish. As you can see in that pot, we'll look at all the flavor that's in there. So now what we're going to start doing is extracting that flavor. We're going to add a little bit more oil, 2 onions, 2 carrots, 2 heads of celery, and a couple of cloves of garlic, all chopped in here. I'm also going to put in some rosemary, some oregano, and some thyme. So I cooked this dish the other night for my wife. When I cooked this for my mum and my friends, they absolutely love this dish. So what this beef stock's now going to do is they're going to extract all that flavour from the bottom and start bringing it up to the top. I'm going to add the remainder of that beef stock now. I'm going to put in a tin of crushed tomatoes, and I'd also like to add a pinch of salt as well. Then from here, I'm going to throw in the meat. I'll add the chickpeas and the beans, and we'll leave that to simmer for about 2.5 hours. What I've done with this stew is I've cut the meat up into little dices, which helps with digestion with people with upper GI cancer. So through the magic of television, it's been now just over 2.5 hours. So to finish off the dish, I'm putting in some chopped continental parsley. In this instance, I'm using some steamed brown rice, or served with sweet potato mash. And there's Tino's version of Tino's stew.